Ah, man, YouTube is so fun. I just did a video of me starting my truck up here. I have to do the whole thing again. Go figure. I pulled the tint off that side there, and that whole video, I had it in my hand. All you guys heard was crackling. So let's do this again. Come on. Oh, now she's not going to start. Really? I did just start this thing, I swear. No, I'm going to drain this battery down. Hold on. All right, she started. Rough idle right now. Oh, she's a rough idle. She'll smooth out. She'll smooth out. And I saw the vacuum leak for just a quick second because she does have a vacuum leak. Also, last time I didn't have my light on. This time you guys can see. That's the original blue. I like that blue, but I think I'm going to be changing the color. It's not going to be staying black if I ever paint this thing. I did manage to get this neck up, so she's in there pretty tight. She's not screwed in because I don't have the hardware for it, but I managed to get it around the support. I got that in. I pulled her ahead. Didn't want all these leaves falling in it. And thankfully, most all the leaves are falling over there, staying over there. I don't have a whole lot of leaves in the back of the truck because I don't want it to rot the truck out. I've got the new bed laid down, but I didn't cut enough off, which I kind of knew at the point. So I have to go back up and cut more of the other bed out of the other truck so I can actually cover up these rust spots right here. She just rusted right there and rusted right here. So that bolt right there isn't holding much at all. And I love how these guys did this. They just tack welded the top of these things so they wouldn't spin. Oh man, I love project trucks sometimes. There she's idling out here. Now in that other video, I'm just going to turn these lights on. So my check engine light was on, and in that video, while I was sitting there talking about this thing right here and how I've got it basically latched closed. It's not latched on this side, but it is on that side. Is that little spider right there? Oh yeah, look how slow he's moving. It's cold out tonight. My buddy said that as I pushed down on this, because I was pushing down on it, I was actually bulging it out right here. Sorry, I was bulging it out right here. So as I pushed down. So I don't know what's going on with that, but at least the wind's not going to lift this thing up here anymore, which is good. Happy with that. My flashers don't work, and my high beam indicator doesn't work, so I'm hoping it's just a fuse. It could be in fact the flasher itself. So I got to take my hazard light flasher and swap it out with my blinker flasher, see if that fixes it. If it doesn't, then I have to find the fuse, that's going to be fun. The reason I'm making this video is because, well, I wanted to start my truck up, get it nice and warm, which I've already done. It's funny how the truck's a little bit harder to start when it's warm, but you saw that. I did get it started, but I didn't draw the battery down real good, real bad actually. I was pumped it a few times while I was starting it, and she fired right up. So, but I know she has a vacuum leak because, like, again, the check engine light is on when this engine is cold. And once it got warm, while I was talking about that, I heard like a sound. You can almost hear it, and the check engine light goes out, and the idle on this thing smooths right out. You hear how good this thing sounds right now? You hear that? This truck with that check engine light out, not without smoke testing it, I'm not gonna be able to find that leak. But wherever that leak is, it's a cold vacuum leak. So that's a hint. That is definitely a hint. It goes away when the engine is warm. So something closes. What closes when the engine is closed? Oh my God, I'm right there at the tip of my tongue. I digress. I will figure that out later. I have to do the power steering box on this thing. Mine's leaking. I could probably rebuild it, but you know what? It's just easier for me to pull it out, put a new one in. It's not that expensive. The reason this truck isn't going to get done this year also is because the transmission cooler lines are rough. They're seeping pretty bad, and I don't want to drive this truck in the wintertime. I'm not going to take the chance of it. So I have to replace those lines. And both, I think I did in one of the videos, one spring is broken, leaf spring is broken in each side, so it's going to cost me there. So I'm looking at probably about another $1,000, and it's not a whole lot of money, to be honest with you. But with the high cost of living in Canada right now, with my Trudeau government's great, carbon tax that he decided to put on every single one of us, and I don't even want to get into that. But because of that, this truck's not getting done this year. I had a little bit of welding to do. I don't have the money right now to finish the welding. I just need to get more wire. Basically, I'm just using flux core. I don't have a bottle for my welder, so flux core it is. New tires. I've actually seen these rims polished up, and I can't actually wait to do that, because with these tires on here and those polished rims, the truck's going to look pretty decent, even with this crappy paint job. I do want to get a camper. I'd love to get one of those old box campers. I'd love to find one at a decent price. Somebody that's dead and gone and sitting in the backyard and somebody doesn't want it anymore, kind of thing. That's what I mean by cheap. This car was the cheapest Interceptor, I think, in North America, because still today, when I look around, I only put $4,000 for this car. It had 119,000 kilometers on it, and all it needed was a lower control arm. $200. Cost me $1,000 to put the interior in it, but $4,000 is what I paid for this car. I can get $11,000 for this car today. This truck, I paid $1,700, and I bought this thing in right in the start of COVID in 2020. Go figure if this video is watched 100 years from now. Yeah, so I paid $1,700 for this truck. And she's in better shape now than it was when I bought it. Obviously, I've spent pretty close to $500, $600 on it so far, which is pretty good for me. That doesn't bother me a little single bit. But I could get every bit of $6,000-$7,000 for this truck right now, and I'm not going to sell it. But that's not the point. She does run good. Like, listen to it. I can't really give it gas a whole lot. Turn the lights off so you don't have that. But listen to that. Just instant response. I don't know. These guys put a K&N air filter on it, and the heat's on too. I can almost sit in my truck right now. It's actually cold outside. So, but I want to get the interior on this thing so bad. I'm kind of glad I don't have it done yet, because I'm not going to be driving this thing in the wintertime. Obviously, the way it is, because it's not safetied yet. And I don't want to give a nice warm place for mice to go to. So, hence why my glove box is open. Mouse did get in there. I think I showed you guys another video. Also, with that being said, right where this truck sits, you guys can see there's not a whole lot of grass. And I love the fact that there's not a whole lot of grass here. You can see underneath the truck, not a whole lot of grass. All that grass has died down. And back here too, you can see it's leaves. It's basically just gravel back here. You have a little bit of grass, but I'm gonna keep this whole spot plowed out. So come wintertime, I will be moving this truck. I'll be moving it out on the street, just like with my car, like I do, and I will plow this whole section out right here. As even though there's grass right here from my neighbor, they got a really narrow driveway there, and when it gets plowed, I also know that their property floods, so I help him by pushing all the snow out. So even in this section right here, grass, I plow that out, plow it out on the street. They come and pick it all up. But from all intents and purposes, it'll look like this thing's driven in and out every day, because every time it snows, there's going to be tracks of this truck moving in and out, because I will be moving it out, plowing this whole area out, and moving my truck back in so it doesn't get buried in snow. And yeah, so obviously I'll be starting it up. If I get the money to put another battery in this thing, which funny thing is, this thing takes the exact same battery as this thing, and they're 20 years apart. I just thought that was funny that they took the same battery. So I know what that's going to cost me at work. I already have one in my Interceptor, so I know what the cost is. So I shouldn't have a problem putting a new battery in this. But if I put a new battery in this one, because I've got a Buddy's battery in right now that's backwards, it's not the proper battery. It's about the same size, but it's not proper battery. So I get the proper battery for this one, put it in there. I think it's a 95R. Yeah, it's a 95. No, it's a 94 anyways. I think it's a 9485 is what it is, I think. But plop it in there, put my battery tender on it, and leave the truck plugged in so that when I need to start, I can just walk over to it and give it a cold start. And obviously it's gonna run like crap because when she's cold, I have a vacuum leak. Hey, colleague at work watching this video, why would I have a vacuum leak at cold start, but as the truck warms up, it disappears? Don't answer me this at work. I want you to answer this in the comments so other people see your comment. You know who I'm talking to. All right. With that being said, guys, yeah, I'm gonna shut this thing down. I'm already cold. Truck's nice and warm, which is sweet. One thing I gotta say about Ford, I've always said this, I swear Ford has the best, oh, that feels so nice. Ford has the hottest vehicles on the planet. They've always have. I don't know what it is with their heat, but they do such a fantastic job with their heat. With that being said, did I lock the doors? No, I did not. Power locks, baby. Lock. Yeah. Doors locked. All right. I digress. See you guys in the next one. Peace, love, happiness. Subscribe.